Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Jay talking about what is a fistula and just giving some information on a fistula in my experience. But first of all, by definition, a fistula is actually an abnormal connection or passageway between two lined organs or vessels that don't normally connect. And for myself, I actually had a large fistula that was really like directly on the left side of my anus, which was extremely painful, and I actually thought in the beginning that it was actually a hemorrhoid because I was lifting weights and I felt pain there like a bulge. Well, after having this bulge, I actually popped it. I used something to pop it. Maybe, I don't know if that's the best idea, but I did that, and I literally had anywhere from half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of mucus and pus that came out of this thing, which was completely disgusting. And then when I started to research more about Crohn's and colitis, I actually seen it was a symptom of Crohn's to get abscesses and fistulas and things like that. But as I started to heal, as I was on SCD diet at the time, and I actually tried a few things along the way, I noticed that my fistula actually slowly started to heal up and dry out. So now when I look back and I can say my thoughts on healing a fistula. I ultimately think a fistula is it's a display of our body's just crazy ability to try and heal itself. Like really, it's so insane because there's actually so much inflammation in your body that your body actually burrows a hole through its own tissue, you know what I mean? So that it can create literally a release valve so that it can get rid of the large amounts of excess pus and mucus. So then when you look at it and you say, hey, you know what? If you're actually looking and thinking, how am I going to heal a fistula? You know what? This isn't such a simple answer, but the honest, blunt answer is, if you want to heal a fistula, the key to doing this is you have to solve the underlying cause of what's actually creating the inflammation in the first place. And that would be things such as changing your diet, whether you're going on to SCD diet or GAPS diet, adding probiotics to regimen, colloidal silver, oil of oregano, all those things, and staying consistent with the protocol. You really ultimately want to give your body time to heal. And when you do this, you notice the inflammation will dramatically drop along with the symptoms that come from an IBD. But once you're actually far along enough in your healing process, the fistula actually heals itself. You notice how it will scab over. It actually, and then eventually it just turns into a small scar. So I still have a small scar where it actually was. It's just a softer area of tissue, and it's actually healed over. But when you actually think at why a fistula actually exists, it exists because it needs to. It's doing its job. It has a purpose. It's not some symptom or side effect. It actually serves a purpose. And its purpose really is just to create that tap, because there's so much an overflow of inflammation. It's just your body's doing what it needs to get rid of it. It needs to remove it. So if you simply look at, if you remove the underlying cause, right, and you remove the inflammation, there's no reason for a fistula to exist. And therefore, by the same principle, it disappears. Literally, it goes away. So many people that I've spoke to, have had fistulas, maybe whether it's being removed or tapped out and a whole bunch of things, to have it come back again and again, whether getting infected, issues, you name it, because of fecal matter coming through and a whole bunch of things. So whether you're putting a drainage tap or anything, it's ultimately pointless unless you're actually getting rid of the root cause of the inflammation. Because it really doesn't do anything unless you attack that issue. Out of so many people that I've spoke with, that have done protocols like the SCD diet and the GAPS diet to become med-free, and where they experience literally minimal to no side effects or symptoms of their IBD, their fistulas and their abscesses actually heal in the process, and that's very common, at least in my observation and the feedback that I get from people. You know what I mean? I'm really, in the last few videos, you may have heard me say something like that, the feedback and observation, but I'm doing a whole bunch of videos actually starting to talk about a lot of the feedback and the stuff that I've received in the last few years, and I really want to share this just because I think it will definitely make a huge difference. So if you guys have any questions, post post it to the video, and then we can take it from there. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. I'm just telling you an observation, and something that makes logical sense to me is that it exists for a reason. Take away the underlying cause. It has no reason to exist, and it will heal. Hey, what's up? If you thought this video was awesome, informative, and hopefully inspiring, and you want to learn more about IBD issues, alternative treatments, and how others have overcome their disease to live amazing med-free lives, then click the link below to visit my site.